Blessings and welcome everyone. Just a reminder before we begin. Your rising sign horoscope will give you additional clarity as to how a great deal of your sun sign horoscope may show up, and your moon sign horoscope will give you the less prominent side story that'll also be playing out for this 2-week period. Remember, horoscopes serve best when observed, like a weather or traffic report. You have influence over all outcomes with your thoughts, actions, choices, and deeds. Use the information that presents to help you make the highest choices for the highest outcomes. If you wish to schedule any of my services or like access to more content via my Patreon, follow the links below or go to my website, integrativemysticism.com.
Hi there, Cancer. It's time to have a look and see what is going on when it comes to your final week of March 2021. Don't forget, if you are interested in more talks about the energies that are going to be very prominent, especially as we go through this next 6 weeks, you might want to check out my equinox video that I just recently put up on my main channel page. You can click on my avatar below and go check that out there. And if you are part of Patreon, the bonus weekly astrology is also going to be coming up here shortly, just as we get to the end of Friday. So what are we talking about for the astrology in this particular episode? Well, this week you've got some really cool stuff going on in your area of career, social prominence, upward mobility, and how you make your mark on the world, the legacy and the power that you have to work with, your 10th house. And that is because we actually have Venus and the Sun, by the time we get to Monday, moved into Aries, the 10th house of career for you. Now with Venus we have the divine ascended feminine, right? Generosity, magnetism, attraction, affection. And then we have the Sun, attention, vitality, energy, emphasis, and focus, all combining to create a very energetically positive attention magnet for you. And so a lot of you Cancerian people are really rising up in your status across the board, in and out of the office, especially over the course of the next 3 to 4 weeks. And this is because the Sun and Venus are working on changing the environment around your work, how you earn your living, how you make your mark on the world, to be something that is actually a more compatible and complementary, I guess you could say, match for who you are, how you choose to operate, how you would like to operate, and also actually making it easier for you to generate more abundance and more attention and more power and maybe even influence for yourself without actually having to do as much heavy lifting, without having to do as much work. You may be finding that opportunities are magnetized to you. People are offering you things as gifts during this period. Gifts from within and outside the office as well. So you're going to be getting a good, solid few weeks of rising on up and moving on up. However, I do want to mention that, yes, this is going to require you to be a lot more active in these affairs and be ready to be a lot more socially engaged, maybe even a tad more extroverted than you have been in the past, because when the Sun goes into our 10th house, we are getting put into a leadership position as well. So you want to make sure that you are directing all of these opportunities, right? Being a good, solid thinker and innovator yourself in order to create the best of this window possible. As we get on to your spiritual theme of this week, you do have the Ace of Swords in reverse. And this is going to be a week where a lot of you Cancerian people are going to be doing a lot of work correcting recent and not so recent mishandlings of matters and opportunities that maybe actually could be going a lot more smoothly, that could be handled a lot more efficiently, effectively. Because with the Ace of Swords reversed, we are also becoming aware of maybe missed opportunities, whether it's missed opportunities that other people had, missed opportunities that we had, or maybe situations that are not going very well because people involved are maybe not developed in the experience or the skill to be able to navigate those situations to their most effective. Luckily, with this energy here, we have a chance to start reversing this, whether it's reversing long-standing issues or long-standing lack of knowledge, lack of development, and also getting a chance to take what would have been a missed opportunity in a completely new direction. And all areas of your life seem to be going through this patch up, fix up, polish up kind of focus this week anyway, just looking ahead at the rest of the cards. And so be prepared to roll with it because it could work out very, very well for you. As we get on to your material shifts when it comes to your work, your job, and your finances, you actually have the King of Swords in reverse. And some of you, I feel, are going to actually need to take some of that Ace of Swords reversed energy to work right away. Because with the King of Swords reversed, I do feel a lot of you are going to be finding out about a financial or a professional matter that has not been being handled very well due to somebody or maybe a process not being done above board. So it could be that that maybe an application or a project or an initiative that you've taken is not actually going in the direction it should, or maybe performing its best, because people might be handling things in a very underhanded way, or they may actually be not necessarily taking it as seriously, or they're winging it, or they're maybe trying to pull a fast one, maybe not on you. Sometimes shady types who try to work for us show how shady they are when they screw up trying to pull a fast one on somebody else, or maybe they're trying to cut corners, or maybe they're faking, something about knowing something they don't. With the King of Swords reversed, I do see that this could also extend to other matters on the professional sphere, and it's an opportunity to get rid of maybe a ball and chain or a weight that has been holding us back, or maybe the whole group back. Because once we actually get this found out and handled and cleared, we don't have to operate in such a precarious way or in such a shaky way anymore here. And so it's a fix to a problem that only reveals itself to be a problem this week for the first time. Or if it's a long-standing one, people are finally ready to confront it for the first time. As we get on to your community, your friends, relatives, maybe other people in your life, you do have the Devil upright. And this week it does look like a long-standing trend, I'll say a negative trend, that has been, something I think that you've known about somebody close to you is going through a bit of an upregulation. It's getting stronger. It seems to be actually becoming more of an issue. This may have been something that you charitably tolerated, right? You might have been like, well, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to come off judgmental. I don't really want to stick my nose in where I don't think it belongs, or it might just not necessarily feel good to call attention to this. But with the Devil card upright, it really is going to become an issue this week. And that means it does need to be handled for real, as opposed to maybe pandering to it. It's kind of silly. Sometimes people can think they're being judged just because somebody's not letting something fly under the radar. Calling attention to something that is clearly dysfunctional, harmful, or unhealthy for not only the person, but for everyone in their vicinity is not judging them. You're just not indulging them anymore. And that might actually be a very important thing to learn how to do. Because with the Devil, it does look like this vice, one of the big key words of the Devil, right? Or this habit, or this cyclical issue is getting pretty strong, and it's got to be handled now so that it doesn't get out of control. As we get on to your challenge this week, you do have the Star upright. Not really a whole lot of challenges to be spoken of when it comes to ongoing day-to-day, in and out. In fact, with the Star card upright, what I'm actually seeing is a lot of you, your biggest challenge is to make sure that you don't allow yourself to get thrown off track by the news that's coming up, right? Because the Star is always promising not only the prosperity, the love, and the success that is growing and that is coming, but it's also challenging you to make sure that you don't lose your way when you are problem solving. Sometimes what can happen is a person might take a certain challenge very seriously or too personally, or they might accidentally feel like because the problem exists at all, that all hope is lost, and therefore be the one who damns themselves. And so we want to make sure that we aren't in a situation where we do that, right? Where we get triggered into doing something, we get triggered into blowing something up ourselves, being the threat while assessing the threat. And as long as you can keep that under control, keep the cool, keep the calm, and again, focus on a solution-based approach to all of these things coming up with the King of Swords reverse and the Devil, versus maybe trying to just numb it down or box it up or give it a playpen to hang out in, you're going to be just fine. As we get on to your relationships with love, romance, and partnerships, you've got the Six of Cups in reverse. And this is going to be a week where a lot of you are finding that there is a purging going on, a purging of the past, a big clearing of old business as it relates to your relationships. Now, this may actually involve you and a partner. I am seeing a lot of you actually. I feel like this could actually be something very nice for those of you in existing relationships, because I'm also seeing a partner purging a past self or purging a past story that may have actually had some kind of sway or pull over our relationship in terms of its direction, its growth, how it operates. And a lot of you are also doing the same. The Six of Cups reversed is also indicating that there is going to be a big push to break away from something that maybe we've been chasing, that we come to realize is no good for us. And we actually do this because of the manifestation of a healthier alternative or something that is actually better for us, also substantiating this week. For those of you who are currently single and available, the Six of Cups reversed is indicating very much a similar lesson. We actually have something going on where a lot of you are really catching some kind of signal, some kind of emotional or social cue that seems to have a pull on you that maybe has a tendency to get you overly sympathetic or intrigued by those that are not the best match. But this actually comes because somebody that actually is not a part of your usual type, that does not strike those little cues, is still going to be compelling enough to make you want to cross a bridge you've never crossed before and try something on the other side of things, try things out with this new type of person. So that is what I've got for you. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because you know I appreciate it. And should you ever wish to get a session with me, you can always go on ahead to my website. It's integrativemysticism.com.